investors look for a new investment, they are typically looking for green flags instead of red ones. Is the company hemorrhaging money? Is there cash in the bank? Is the sector waning? Sometimes you can tick a lot of boxes in the green category all at once. Vancouver-based Wishpond is unknown to many investors owing to its relatively recent listing on the TSXV Venture Exchange in December of 2020. But the company is already profitable. It has a strong balance sheet with Q1 reported financials of $11 million and no debt, and the company broadly occupies the same red-hot digital marketing space that drove fellow Canadian company Shopify to astronomical heights. With a strong performance out of the gate as a public company already under its belt, it's up 100% since the reverse takeover at 75 cents. We talked to Wishpond CEO Ali Tajskandar about what's next. Ali, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, let's just get started on a little bit of background of your company. You guys have been around for a while. How did you guys get started?
We started back in 2009. And when we started, the company was actually quite different. We were focused on helping local retailers with bringing their inventory online. We were a local product search engine. And then over time, that evolved to expand into including basically all businesses, especially small businesses, and helping businesses make the transition to the digital world and be able to get customers and carry their business online. And over the years, we've grown quite a bit. Right now, we have close to 3,000 businesses, mostly small businesses that use us from around the world. And we're very fortunate that way.
So what problem is Wishpond trying to solve with these businesses?
Yeah, for sure. So the main problem is that if you think about it, consumers are spending their time online, right? They're not really spending their time with the traditional media the same way as before. So all businesses need to also follow suit and carry themselves online. And this has become even a more pressing issue with COVID over the past year. Now, in the case of small businesses, it's a real challenge because digital is complex. And for most part, small businesses are busy running their own business. They don't have financial resources or marketing expertise to do this effectively and promote their business and cost effectively and profitably get customers online. So then they're presented with two options. One is if they don't know what it takes, then they have to go to a marketing agency. Vast majority of marketing agencies are geared towards mid-market and up, and they charge $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And for your average small business, that's cost prohibitive. The other option that they have is use a variety of different marketing technology tools that are out there. And majority of these technology tools are silo players, and you need multiple of these subscriptions, integrate them together and try to make sense of it all. And if at the end of the day, you're not a marketing professional and you're not doing this full time, you're going to pay for those multiple subscriptions and still not get the returns that you expect. So what we do at Wishpond really is we have built the all-in-one marketing platform so that the different components that they need to succeed online is all under one integrated, cohesive platform. We also give them marketing services, help, and expertise so that they have best chance of achieving results using the platform. And third, we've made it cost effective. So if they would have had to pay $5,000 a month with a marketing agency, they can pay $500 a month, and they get all the technology platform that they wouldn't have got before, plus the services help, and have best chance of achieving a positive return on investment.
So is there a company maybe in a different space that you feel like your company is akin to?
I think there are a number of companies. I think in one sense of it, Shopify is a company that I would say there are some parallels between Wishpond to the early days of Shopify. So their whole value proposition is focused around small businesses and empowering entrepreneurs to build a business online. Similarly, with Wishpond, our value proposition is about helping small businesses who are building a business online to be able to actually connect and promote and market their business and get customers. So we're democratizing online marketing for these businesses so that they can actually achieve success. And we're seeing a lot of traction with that, and these small businesses really are resonating with the value proposition that we're seeing and the gap in the market that is not being addressed by others.
And you know what? I guess browsing the web these days can feel like you're driving down a highway being bombarded with thousands of billboards.
Right.
How do you help these businesses kind of cut through that clutter?
Yeah, I think that's a very fundamental question. So it is no longer enough. There was a time back in the day that you would launch a Facebook ad or a Google ad, especially, and as a small business, you would actually get return on it, right? And individual tactics no longer work, as especially more businesses come in, the marketers are becoming more sophisticated, the quality of the collaterals and everything else is becoming higher quality. So now you need a cohesive framework. You need actually to have a system, not just individual tactics. So the system would need to be, okay, how do I generate an audience? How do I advertise? Where do I bring them? What happens to the people who came to, let's say, my website or my landing page and they didn't convert and they left? How do I follow them? Well, now that I'm building an audience and bringing them to my database of leads, how do I actually engage them and keep going back to them and building value and building awareness around what we do? How do I then convert them, charge these customers or have other ways? How do I connect it with my CRM system so that each lead that I'm generating, actually we can properly follow up with them and nurture them and not leave any value? I think if you put all of those together, so you have a framework for your customer acquisition and running your business online, and you're doing everything with best practices and high quality, whether it's your ads or landing pages, the best quality, it looks nice, your targeting is solid. If you're doing all of those things and you're being savvy about it, then you have a good chance of success. And the problem is that when you go online, is a level playing field. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. A small business can actually compete in the same level playing field as a large business. The trouble is, large business has a lot more know-how and money to throw around. So now the small business needs to be able to actually have that framework in place and the team to do it for them. So that's where a platform like Wishpond becomes important, to give them a framework for succeeding online, give them the individual tools, and give them a team to get to provide best practices and highest quality that they can, so that they have a chance to achieve success.
Mm-hmm. And who is your target market? Is it the small to medium-sized businesses? And do you have an example of a company that would be kind of a good fit for your company?
Yeah, for sure. So it would be, we serve customers of all sizes, but vast majority is, as I mentioned, small businesses. We have some Fortune 500 companies that we serve very successfully, and they're quite happy with the platform. But majority of our focus is small businesses. Majority of them in North America, I would say close to 80% from US, 10% Canada, and then Brazil, UK, Australia, and around the world. And most of them, I would say, are below 20 employees. And that 20 employees seems to be an interesting line, where after that, you're large enough that you might want to have a dedicated marketing person, and then they might use the tools, and they end up using our tools as opposed to some of the larger packages. And one client, for example, that joined us back in 2016 is a vegan protein bar company. They sold through retail channels, and they sold through their website as well. And they wanted to grow that direct sales on their website. So they had about 6,000 subscribers on their email list. Fast forward to now, we've helped them grow that to about 150,000 subscribers.
Wow.
And so that means that, and grow their sales by more than 35%. So that is significant for them, because that means that now with that larger email list, they don't have to keep going and advertising, and they don't have to rely on retail distribution channels the same way. And we did that by helping them come up with a strategy that works, again, a cohesive framework, like I mentioned, help them with, design, running their ads, creating the monthly contests and landing pages and those kind of things. And they've been growing quite solid, and they have the right product, and we've been the right partner for them, and it has worked quite well. So that's basically, I think, an example of a small business that is in our sweet spot.
But isn't lead generation a pretty crowded space? So how does Wishpond differentiate itself from some of its competitors?
Absolutely. I think last time I checked, there were thousands of small, thousands of marketing technology tools out there. The main differentiation between Wishpond, going back to what I mentioned earlier, is a few things. One is that majority of these marketing tools are silo players. And for your average small business, you don't want to use multiple of these platforms. You want to just go one place because you have a business to run. You're busy, with providing services to your own clients, and you're not a marketing savvy person. So that all-in-one is quite important. That immediately differentiates us against vast majority of the tools that you see out there. And then within us and the handful or a few that are more all-in-one, we provide the marketing services and expertise help as well that a business needs to succeed. And very, very few of our competitors actually do that, especially when you consider the prices at which we do them.
So how do you make money, and what is your margin mix like then?
Yeah, our margin, and that's a good thing about it, that we do all of these things and we still maintain a 65% to 70% margins. And the way we make money is basically all of our revenue is recurring subscription revenue based on the services and technology that we're providing for our clients. And because of the recurring nature of it, we have a lot of revenue visibility, as we grow as well.
And do you have any plans to try and attract higher margin businesses to your company?
Yeah, I think there's definitely room for more price differentiation, and there's also room for as we're adding more elements, with some of the acquisitions, let's say we add appointment booking or CRM functionality, some of those things. There's also opportunity for upselling and charging for the additional tools and services that we provide. For our self-serve platform, we're also testing some larger packages where in the past it was $75 per month. Now we're testing some $250 per month packages, and that's resonating quite well. I think fundamentally though, it's not just charging a larger amount per month, but providing more value so that the long-term value of a customer would increase. So as we're transitioning from marketing platform to their online business platform, that they're not just using it for attracting customers and running campaigns, but they're using us to run their business day to day, it becomes stickier, it becomes more long-term for our clients. And that means that the long-term value of the clients for us increases, and the margin also improves as a result of that.
Okay, let's switch gears here now for a second. You just recently went public back in December. Pretty impressive Q1 results. What can we expect kind of moving forward?
Yeah, thank you very much. So we listed back in December. We've done 2 acquisitions since then, and we're very proud of them. They're going really well. We just announced our Q1 financials in Q1 of 2021. Year over year, we grew by 74%, and we were very thrilled about that. Going into Q2 also, we see continued sales growth and momentum. For the remainder of the year, really what we are looking for is, we've done 2 acquisitions so far. If we do 2 or 3 more acquisitions in the balance of the year, I think that would be a good outcome. And now, as we're investing in a larger sales team, as we're investing in a larger product team, our organic growth is also continuing and expanding as well. So, the analysts forecast more than 75% growth year over year, 2021 compared to 2020. We think that is quite reasonable, and we'd like to definitely be above that, especially with acquisitions and more organic growth. So, for the rest of the year, just, acquisitions, expansion on sales, and expansion on product offerings.
And in terms of acquisitions, what type of acquisitions are you looking at? And do you have a dream acquisition in mind?
Yeah, there are two categories of acquisitions that we look at. One is marketing technology platforms. The other one is marketing services and agencies. In both of those camps, we're looking for profitable or at least break-even companies, and with substantially all recurring revenue. So we're not a big fan of project-based revenue. And in the case of technologies, it would be those that their platform is complementary to what we do. It would be something that our clients already are, asking for, and there's upsell opportunities. On the services, also, it would be those that they can open new doors for us. Let's say in the case of Invigo, now we can actually go into the medical market and go and market to clinics. That's something that wasn't available to us, as well as their customers would benefit from our technology stack, so that we can actually transform them from just a service customer to a service and technology customer with higher stickiness and more value to the customers and the company.
Any kind of last words for anybody thinking about investing in your company?
I think, I'm a major shareholder of the company. I founded the company back in 2009 with my partner. Insider ownership of the company is quite, great, more than 43%. And we really believe in building value long term, and our incentives are very much aligned with our shareholders. And the way we look at it is that there's a huge market, millions of small businesses in the world that they are kind of underserved. And we have a scalable, profitable way of reaching them and bringing them on board and building value for them and helping them out. We have a track record of achieving success and growing, and showing that we execute as we had planned. And we have a management team with a lot of tenure in the marketing technology space. So all in all, when you look at that and you add the acquisition strategy there as well, I think, the 11 million cash available for acquisitions and growth as well, I think all in all is a very good picture, and we're definitely set up for success going forward.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time, Ali.
Thank you very much for your time.
That was Ali Tajskandar, CEO of Wishpond. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.